Was Rebecca 3? Now, I've already done a video on a very similar topic of if she was 3, but we did it a lot more generally. However, in this video, there's a claim pertaining to the Hebrew of the passage. This claim specifically focuses on Genesis 24:59. Rebecca is asked if she will leave her home to be married. Rebecca accepts and then begins to leave. The passage specifically says, "Thus they sent away their sister Rebecca and her nurse with Abraham's servants and his men." The claim goes that the word for nurse actually means breastfeeding or to suck. However, this is entirely fallacious. The Hebrew word used is menekatah, and it would not make sense to be translated as to suck or to breastfeed in this passage. The claim comes from an etymological fallacy. The root of the word is yod nun kaf, which does mean to suck or to breastfeed, but merely because a word is derived from a word does not mean it has the same meaning as that word. Even if we ignore that point, we still run into several issues. The first is a list of people who were leaving with Rebecca. The verse starts with the word v'hishlochu, which means and they sent, and then we get to our list. Then in the middle of the list we get et menekatah, which means the nurse. As I already said, this is a list of people who are going to Abraham, so claiming that Rebecca is randomly breastfed in the middle of this list would not make much sense in the text. Later in Genesis also said, Deborah, Rebecca's nurse, died, and she was buried below Bethel under the oak. It was named Alan Bohuth. In this verse, the same word meneket is used, referring to Deborah, her nurse who died. The only difference between these two words is one is in the construct form, that is the possessive form of the genitive case. Unless we are to argue that Rebecca's nursing died and was buried, we must realize that meneketah merely means a nurse.